The Economic Community of West African Observers Mission to Nigeria has implored the federal government to be proactive in addressing the fuel and cash scarcity citizens of the country are facing. Ecowas further noted that the insecurity crisis in the country should be resolved before the February 25th elections. The mission, led by the former President of Sierra Leone, Ernest Bai Koroma, gave this admonition during his visit to the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Geoffrey Onyeama, on Wednesday in Abuja. Responding, Onyeama disclosed the scarcity of Naira and fuel has been a huge challenge for the government. He, however, disclosed that the government is currently taking measures to suppress the burden on Nigerians. Ahead of the elections, Onyeama enjoined politicians and their respective parties to be peaceful and orderly all through the election period. The President of the United States of America, Joe Biden, has urged Nigerians to exercise their civic right in electing their preferred candidate in Saturday's presidential elections. Biden also lauded the participating political parties and their presidential candidates for signing Wednesday peace accord ahead of the February 25th presidential and National Assembly elections. The U.S. President, in the statement, reiterated that by signing the pledge, the parties and candidates have committed to accept the result of the election as announced by the Independent National Electoral Commission and to support a peaceful transition of power. Biden's statement, as released by the U.S. Consulate General, partly reads, "Elections are a fundamental part of a functioning democracy, and all Nigerians deserve this chance to choose their future freely and fairly." He said while the United States does not support any single candidate or party, they strongly support a peaceful and transparent process that reflects the will of the people of Nigeria. Lagos State Police Command says it has deployed over 27,000 police officers for the coverage of the 2023 elections in the state. DIG Johnson Kokomo, in a security meeting with senior officers in the state, said all arrangements have been made to ensure a hitch-free process. DIG Johnson Kokomo also reminded officers and men of the police of the importance of peaceful, transparent and credible elections in line with the provisions of the Electoral Act and the Police Commission Act. He called on police officers to be apolitical and not to turn their arms against the electorate, but to enforce civil force and respect for the rights of citizens. He called for synergy between the police and all the sister agencies, as the police is expected to play a lead role in election security. DIG Kokomo assures of adequate security on land, sea and air during and after the elections. On his part, Lagos State Commissioners of Police Idowu Owohunwa said officers of Lagos Command are ready to provide protection and election security surveillance across the state.
Gentlemen of the press, our responsibility as far as the general election 2023 is concerned, it is expected of us to ensure an election that is peaceful, an election that is free of crisis, an election that is fair, and of course an election that is transparently credible. How do we do this? We have to do this when we discharge our responsibilities in line with constitutional provisions. We should, of course, do all this in tandem with the provisions of the Electoral Act. We should, of course, do all this in tandem with the provisions of the Police Act. We are supposed to be apolitical. I know too well your commissioner must have mentioned all this. All this must have been rolled out to you. But there is a need for us to remind ourselves, these have been said times without number. We remain totally apolitical.
Governments at all levels and the police leadership in particular are truly determined to ensure that the upcoming election is conducted under a very peaceful and secure environment. I have implicit confidence in the officers of Lagos State Police Command. Like I said, I know not of any police command that retains this level of resilience, sacrifice, diligence in their approach to their duties, whatever task they are given, than officers of the Lagos State Police Command. I assure the DIG that we have never failed before in tasks, national tasks of this nature. And knowing that the Inspector General of Police looks forward most seriously to us in delivering this promise to bequeath to this country a peaceful, secure, and credible electoral process, I can assure the DIG, sir, that we shall not fail him.
The Edo State Commissioner of Police, Ben Okolo, has said over 11,000 security operatives have been deployed to monitor the presidential and parliamentary elections in the state. Okolo made this known while briefing journalists after the security meeting held ahead of the elections on Thursday, where he noted all efforts have been made to ensure the protection of lives and properties in the polls. He assured members of the public of the preparation of all security agencies to ensure safety and a conducive environment for free, fair, and credible elections. Meanwhile, Governor Godwin Obaseki has expressed his satisfaction with the preparations of the security agencies and called on the people of the state to be law-abiding during the exercise. He warned those who plan to foment trouble not to even attempt it, because the security agencies are more than ready to deal with anyone who does so.
I am quite satisfied with the level of coordination and cooperation amongst the security agencies. They have been able to brief us in detail how they intend to secure each polling unit in Edo State, how they intend to secure the ward collation centers, the local collation the local government collation center, and the INEC office in Benin City. I am quite satisfied with steps that have been taken. It's now for us to appeal to our citizens to come out to fulfill their constitutional duties. It's also time to warn all of those who plan to foment trouble that they should not even attempt it, because the security agencies are more than ready to deal with anyone who foments trouble.
We are looking at over 11,000, looking at 11,200 and plus. Fine-tuning, ensuring that everything, the T's, the I's are properly dotted. In all, is to assure members of the public, assure electorates, assure all stakeholders that this election will be peaceful. I want to use the opportunity too to warn that nobody should please foment trouble. It will be unacceptable fomenters of trouble will be prosecuted. Thank you.